Hey, folks, my guest today is Rafael Mason. He's first and foremost a failed musician. He found solace in building beautiful and reliable software instead. He spent his teenage years playing guitar, then wrote code for all of his career and still really enjoys it. Also developed a love for delivering stellar customer support, and he would blog if time allowed it, says every founder ever. Rafael, you ready to take us to the top?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. So I love this. We had your co-founder on back in the day, about a year and a half ago at missiveapp.com. You guys are team inbox, chat, and tasks, right?
Yep, that's
All
correct.
right. So tell us how you're competing. Obviously, very competitive space. Are you similar to sort of Front App and Hyper HQ, these kinds of tools?
Yes, we are definitely similar. Front is probably the one we are the closest to, um, and we had some discussions with Front. They tried our product, we tried theirs, and there was some inspiration from both sides, and we have a good relationship with them. But yeah, yes, it's very similar.
Have they offered, Matilda and the team, have they offered to buy you guys? And you said, no, we want more.
I don't think I can tell whether this happened or not.
Fair
But
enough. Fair
yeah,
enough. Well, I love that you guys are, well, at least you were bootstrapped a year and a half ago. Are you still bootstrapped today?
we are still, yes.
I love this. Okay, I love this. And it was great
Yes.
because when your co-founder came on, he told me in 2020 you guys were doing about 45,000 bucks a month in revenue. You doubled to 90,000 a month in revenue. I don't want to ask right now how much you're doing because I want to leave that as an open hook. So for people that have not heard of Missive before, tell us what you're doing.
Yes, so Missive is a shared inbox with chat and tasks for productive teams. It's first and foremost a full-featured email client where you can chat with your teammates, just like in Slack, but within each email thread, you get a separate thread to chat, so it keeps things organized and uh, with the right context. Um, and what else? I mean, so you don't have to switch between your email app and chat and tasks and Slack. Sorry, and on top of that, you can easily enable a dedicated team inbox flow with triaging and assignment like you would expect in a help desk. And we also support SMS, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. You can manage these channels collaboratively the same way you manage email, all within the same app.
So like if you're listening right now and you have a team of three, you have like a SDR, maybe you have like an AE or BDR, and then you have like the founder of the company. And when someone signs up for your application, you always send out like an onboarding email. You could create a shared inbox where replies to that onboarding email goes into a box where the BDR, the AE, and the founder can all, interact together, decide on a discount, reply to the email, all that stuff.
Exactly. You would typically have a company with a info at which lands in the sales or customer success teams. You may have sales at, you may have support at, these classic stuff. And of course, a manager, a team of founders, they can always look into things if each team is doing their job and you can track work being done. Yeah.
Very cool. I love this. Okay, so I guess dive in here. It's kind of cool. We're getting the second half of the company on. So were you there sort of day one? You guys are co-founders, right?
Correct. Yeah. We are
And
three.
three of you guys?
Yes.
Oh, what's going on there, YouTube? Good to see you guys. Now imagine this. You love watching these interviews with SaaS founders, but imagine if we took all of the valuation data out from over 2,807 interviews I've done manually. Saves you a lot of time. Well, we've done this. We've built it into the beautiful interface inside of FounderPath. Check this out. I'll show you how you can access this in a second, but you log in, you connect your Stripe account, you see your valuation real time, you can see what it changed over the past 88 days, and even set goals for valuation this year. Now, the secret to valuation is there's many different ways to value a SaaS business. So the reason you're going to see 3 or 4 different valuations inside of your FounderPath dashboard, this is all free by the way, is because depending on who's doing the buying of your SaaS company, you're going to get a different valuation. A VC is going to pay a different valuation. Private equity firm is different. If you're going to do a minority sale, that's different. And if you sell the whole business, that's a different valuation. You can see all those when I hover over here. Right. So the teal is what a VC would pay, yellow is what private equity, and red is if you sold the whole thing outright. Now, what's cool about this is not built off random data. Again, you guys hear these interviews on YouTube. All these data are built from real-time valuation data points founders share with us on the show. So traction, 1.2 million, seed round, 3.7 raise, they sold 22% of their business. Go in here and filter by the event. Maybe you only want to see companies that have sold the whole business. Well, here are a bunch that have been acquired, the valuation and the multiple. Maybe you're going out right now and you're raising your seed round. Well, go in here and look at all this recent seed deals that went down, what they raised, what valuation they raised at, and what percent that they sold. There's never been a larger data set of SaaS valuations than what you can get now inside of FounderPath, and we're thrilled to bring it to you. All right, we're going to go back to the YouTube video here in a second, but if you want to check this tool out, if you want to jump in and sign up, you can check it out for free to get your valuation at this link, founderpath.com/products/valuations. Or if you go to founderpath.com and hover over products, click on get your valuation here and go ahead and sign up to give it a whirl. Again, all that valuation data live right inside the platform. I hope to see you there. All right, let's jump back into the interview. Okay. And did you guys just say, you know what? We love each other. It's just going to be 30%, 30%, 30%, or do you split it differently?
It's split differently for kind of a historical reason. Missive is the second product we built together. We started another business, which is conferencebadge.com, is for event organizers to build and to design and print name badges for their attendees. And this
conferencebadge.com?
Yes, correct. And it's still on. We
need that, by the way. We have a big event coming up in September, and I just challenged my team. I said, guys, figure out a solution to print name badges for our event. I don't want us like stuck where people have to handwrite on their name badge with a permanent marker at the admission desk.
Well, there you have it. It's what you need, exactly. So yeah, we built the conference badge first. We met. Phil had started building, my co-founder, CEO at Missive. He started building conference badge all by himself back in 2013, and we joined him. And since he started the product, he had more equity. And it's while running and building conference badge that we found the need to communicate, to deal more efficiently with customer support, and we started building Missive. So conference badge is what allowed Missive to be built, to pay the bills. And so it's two companies, but since one funded the other, the equity remained the same.
So in Missive, Phil owns about 50%, and then you two split the other 50%, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, very, very, very cool. Okay, so talk to me about growth. I think when we last chatted, you guys you were flirting with 2,000 customers, I think. What do you guys at today?
Flirting with 2,000?
Well, sorry. The question.
Yeah, I understand, but I believe because I looked at the numbers to be kind of prepared for this interview, and I believe this was more like users, including free users.
I see.
Because we are at close to 2,000 paid customers right now.
And how many free users total?
Something like a thousand. I have my numbers. It's like 1,600, I think.
So you have 1,600 free users and then another 2,000 on paid?
Correct, yeah.
So I guess, usually people have more free users and they convert a percent of those to paid. Do you not let your free users stick around? They have to choose at the end of a trial or something?
We do let them stick around. The free plan is unlimited in time, but you only keep access to your 15 latest emails or chat history 15 days. So you quickly kind of get the need to pay to have more history. Or
Rafael, this is super rare. Like I've done almost 3,500 of these interviews. I've never had someone come on with a product-led growth model and a free plan where their free plan is like where your upsell is so compelling. You have less people on the free plan, 1,600, than you do on the paid plan, 2,000.
I guess that makes sense because I was about to say you If you don't upgrade to a paid plan, it's because we probably don't want you as a customer. Your need is you're probably a solo user who's just shopping around for the best email client. They tried them all. They tried Polymail and whatnot, and maybe Superhuman, but they stick with us, and they don't use email professionally, because any professional using email needs to go further back than
But do
15
you have a
days.
free option? Like on your pricing page, I only see start, productive, and enterprise. Do you have a free option people can keep using or no?
Yeah, absolutely. It's we're gonna tweak this design because it's confusing to some. But
Oh,
you
you're
see,
right. It is
yes,
confusing. I look down and I see the free plan.
yes, it's there. There's no. We didn't write $0 in the header, but maybe
Yeah.
we should. Whatever.
Okay, it's clear to me now. Got it. This makes sense. Okay, well, this is very impressive that you convert so much into paid plans. Now, there's obviously 14 a month, 18 a month, 26 a month, and these are per seat. So people probably sign multiple seats at once. What's the average business paying you per month to use the tool?
The invoice they get per month,
Yeah, like on average, what's the company paying you to
on
use the
average,
tool?
$100. It's
Okay.
very, like, we have solo users, we have companies over 100 seats, so it's very it's very variable.
So what
But
would you
on average,
don't obviously name the customer, right? But what's your largest customer pay you per year?
it's something like let me just make it times 12, 50, 100, 50,000.
50,000.
Yes.
That's
Wait,
impressive.
wait,
So
50,000. Yes.
50 or 15?
50,000. Yeah.
50,000. Yeah. No, that's
Yep.
impressive. So you guys there is a clear sort of enterprise sales motion here then, huh?
You mean an enterprise? What do you mean exactly?
When you talk about whenever I talk to a founder that has sort of a lower price plan under $100 a month, but then they have a customer that's paying something like 50,000 a year, to me, that's a signal that there's an opportunity to upsell all their other customers eventually to $50,000 a year.
Well, definitely. Well, it helps that we recently introduced the enterprise plan that you see. Like, over 80% of our users are on the productive, but we recently introduced the enterprise, and it does help a lot that this biggest customer is the biggest in terms of seat, and they are on the enterprise plan.
I
So
see.
you can do the math. It helps a lot. And well, enterprise users is we're not even scratching the enterprise market. We want to get there eventually. And analytics is the feature we are missing, that people are expecting, and that it's table stakes for these larger companies, and we are working on it actively. It's going great.
How are
And
you? Tell me how you're trying to speed up your product velocity so you can get analytics live faster. How many engineers are on the team today?
we we actually hired our first employee, like not even a month ago. So everything I'm telling you today is we built it we were three, and
Wow.
just the three founders. We are all engineers. We are definitely not salespeople. We are engineers, and we all do customer support. But yeah, three developers.
Three developers. And so just to be clear, 2,000 customers at $100 a month. You guys are doing about $200,000 per month right now in revenue, right?
Roughly like 2 million a year. Yeah.
Yeah. That's obviously a great run rate. That's almost double from a year ago. Again, you're doubling year over year and you're bootstrapped. You are the example. When I tell people it is possible to grow fast and you don't have to raise VC, you're the example of that. So how are you doing it? No business, no marketers. Was it SEO? What's the playbook?
SEO, yeah, we do have some pages on our website that we kind of optimized. Like we think we optimize them, and it seems to work because we have customers. These pages bring customers, but yeah, we did try a little Google AdWords, a little bit like Capterra ads, but we cancel these. We should, if we wanted to go to be serious with this, we would hire some professional to help us, and probably something we'll do eventually. But yeah, it's word of mouth. It's really word of mouth, and we reach out to folks. Phil has this little Twitter search for some keywords, and hey, you probably should try Missive. This classic little.
What's the Twitter search he looks for?
I guess it's something like team email, maybe some competitors, some competitors' products and email. I don't know what.
And would you say this is Phil's biggest trick? I mean, again, you have no business people, no marketers on the team. You're at $2 million run rate. So it's this Twitter search for specific keywords that's driven a lot of your growth.
I would doubt it. I would believe it's much more word of mouth and these pages we have like missive versus ex customer, ex competitor.
Oh,
That's on
okay.
our
Tell me
website.
about those pages. People are always asking me, Nathan, how do we build compare pages on our website? You guys have missive versus. I'm trying to find an example on your site.
It's all in the
Yeah,
footer at the
yeah.
very
Missive
bottom.
versus Spark, missive versus Slack. Okay, so walk me through one of these pages. I'm on the missive versus Spark mail right now. So what makes this page do so well from an SEO perspective?
From an SEO, oh man, it's a good question. I mean, it's honest. It's a honest take. When there are some shortcomings in missive compared to the other product, we do state it clearly, and we don't want to bring users in who won't like missive and would actually rather use Spark or like a more personal oriented email app. It's just honest, and I believe it kind of scores nicely on the the Googles in this world.
It's a very long form page, guys. This is not like a
Yes,
quick
indeed.
little pager. I mean, it's a very
No.
long page with a lot of very rich text, clear H1 tags, and then social, imagery throughout. And then honestly, Rafael, you got nice social proof at the bottom with embedded tweets.
Yeah.
So this makes a
Yeah,
lot of sense.
indeed.
Very, very cool strategy. I love this story, right? Because everyone always goes, well, Nathan, we want to grow fast. That's why we want to go raise VC. And I'm like, guys, it's completely possible to grow very fast and keep your equity, and you guys are proof of that.
Yeah. We're glad of
You've
it. We're proud.
your co-founder told me you guys turned down a $30 million offer last time we chatted. What's the highest offer? You turned down any higher offers the past 12 months?
No, we're not higher than that. No.
All right. So what's the next plan? It sounds like analytics is coming up. What's coming up after analytics?
Yes, feature wise, it's after analytics, it would probably be like non-exciting, boring features for the enterprise plan, like master user, master admin that can log in as their own users or at least edit every single of their settings as if they were their employees. That kind of stuff, Also, always like incremental improvements in the app just to make the experience even more delightful. We're big into that.
Awesome. Well, we're rooting for you guys. In the meantime, let's wrap up with the famous five. Number one, favorite book.
This is a shame, but I cannot answer this honestly because I do not read. I don't find the time. I know it's not an excuse, but I would probably
No, that's
say
fine. That's
it's
fine. None is a
definitely
fine
not
answer.
a business book. But back in high school, I love this one book about all the philosophers of the past centuries. Like I like philosophy. Was one of my favorite subjects in school, actually. Yeah,
Philosopher book. Number
I
two
don't
is
even recall the name.
number two. Is there a CEO you're following or studying?
Um, uh, I like Adam Wathan. He's from. Is that his real name? Am I pronouncing this correctly? Adam Wathan. Yes, he's the creator of. Sorry, I did. Wathan. Yes, he's the creator of the Tailwind CSS framework. Don't know if you're familiar with it.
Yep, we use it.
Yeah, it's all the rage, and now their business is the Tailwinds Lab, and they just seem to have a blast doing. They do just what they want. They found a way to monetize it. It's a beautiful story. I like these guys.
Love it. Number three, what's your favorite online tool besides Missive?
I have to say that I don't know if that counts. It's Heroku, our platform as a service, where we host Missive and all the smaller apps that needed to run missives behind the scenes. It's one of the things that allowed us to be only three and manage to grow our tech stack. And it's just I love Heroku. They have their little downsides, but I love it.
That's good. Number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
7:30, I'd say.
Okay. So 7 hours. And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
Married with no kids.
Married and no kiddos. Very cool. Last question. Something you wish you knew when you were 20.
When I was 20, I guess I would have liked to be aware of what the stock market is, and that the next 10 years would have been the greatest bull run, and have put my money in all the FANG stocks.
Hello. And how old are you today, Rafael?
I'm 32.
32. And again, be aware of that stock market. Guys, Missive app, really incredible story here. Launched back in 2014, really got going in 2016 with a product hunt launch. They passed $90,000 a month in revenue a year ago, now at about $180,000 a month. Again, totally bootstrapped, doubling year over year bootstrapped. I love in a very competitive space, right? Team shared inboxes. They compete with VC backed competitors that have raised a ton of money. They're still growing fast. Over 2,000 customers today. 1,500 on the free plan, so they convert a ton into that paid plan. Biggest customer pays $50,000 a year, and this is best. They're only a team of three, the three co-founders. They just added their first external employee, call it 4 or 5 years in. So, Rafael, thanks for the story. We're rooting for you guys.
Thanks so much for having me, Nathan.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company, or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them, and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.